everyone. Welcome to another episode of I Beg Who Sent Me. I Beg Who Sent Me is a podcast for entrepreneurs and wannabe entrepreneurs. And it's such a delight to be your host today. My name is Titilayo Ekundayo, a serial entrepreneur myself. So, Favour, it's good to have you on the podcast today. So straight to the point, we know the importance of branding. I think everybody has come to at least understand the very, very importance of branding. But then, as entrepreneurs, what do you think? I think my first question is: do you think that entrepreneurs, especially entrepreneurs between 1 day and 4 years, do you think we pay enough attention to branding? Number two, a lot of people worry about logo, flyers, design, how they look on Instagram. Distracting, or almost they take it almost as important as running the business itself. Is it a correct approach to handle all of these things? Your logo, your flyer, your social media, almost as important as the business itself. So 2 questions.
Okay. Like I said earlier, thank you for having me. The first question: do entrepreneurs take branding? Do they take it seriously? And my answer is, I think they take it too seriously.
Too seriously? How?
Yes, in the sense that branding has twofold. It comes in twofold, and the first side of branding, which is the least side of branding, is really the look and feel. And really, that is really not branding, as it were. That is what logo is. Another word for logo is brand identity. And so, from the word itself, you want people to be able to identify your brand. And so you give it a look, a feel, you essentially give it a face. And so the logo in itself is brand identity. So, but in itself, it is not a brand. A brand is what a business or an entrepreneur is able to achieve within for a long period of time. And so you look at Coca-Cola, you look at big brands in different industries, and you discover that they have the feeling we get when we use their product, the feeling I get when I use Close-Up, the feeling I get when I use Indomie and the other big products, as it were. I didn't just have that feeling the first time I picked up that product. The product essentially grew on me. And such branding is what one achieves with consistency. But it's not so much in the design, the logo, and the likes, where a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs, just unnecessarily spend so much time on, but really is in your product. And just the best brand, the best, as it were, logo, is when you outperform
your product and
your client expectation. I didn't get you.
Yeah, I'm saying when you outperform on the delivery of your product or service.
Exactly. So I remember telling somebody, she's into the e-commerce and buying and selling. And I said, you're not selling bags. You're not selling shoes. What you're selling is the feeling of engaging with you, because more than 1,000 people sell bags and shoes. And so, but that entire process of that interaction, and the person just felt special, you made the person feel good, there was no delay in delivery, everything went smooth, and probably you saw a small gift in the package. It was just a shoe and saw a small bar of chocolate inside, and just person just felt special. That is a brand. Now, the work of an entrepreneur is to ensure such feeling is consistent. And when one builds that consistency over time, he has created a brand for himself. If you put a picture of a bear, or a picture of a lion, and you now attach it to the names you have built over time, the truth is that people will think that there was one special logo you came up with to think of a lion. But the reality is that it's the work you put into your business, and you ensure that you satisfied and outperformed what the client wanted. And so that outperformed the client's expectation. And so that's really, really what builds brand. So, but I come across a lot of businesses every day. You just get an idea, and the first thing is the logo. It is not bad. It is not bad. Now, but where it becomes bad is where you're spending 2-3 months, 3 months trying to get that perfect logo. That the logo just has to be perfect. The logo just has to be this. The logo just has to be that. Like I said, it is not as important. If you look at some of the very, very big brands that we interact with every day, the MTN logo is not a logo. If I was to create a logo for MTN, let's say I did not know what MTN is, it's just a starting brand. I probably wouldn't have picked the logo.
Very true.
A lot of the logos we see, NTA, with CNN logo, the BBC logo, these are not logos that, it doesn't look so attractive. It doesn't really look so there. Inside Africa, look at the Inside Africa logo for CNN. It is just plainly written Inside Africa. And so they are not logos that I would pick normally, but we have identified with that brand. Not because of how beautiful the logo was, but essentially because of the service that we enjoy from these businesses, from these corporations. For example, there is one basic rule we like to follow in branding, because branding is not just even from short. We don't even start from the logo. We start from the choice of names, the colors, and things like that. And most of the time, we try not to exceed 2 syllables when it comes to names. So it is easy to pronounce, easy to remember. You get? But I remember, yes. I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago, and the person said something that was really, really interesting. He said, funny enough, the name Al Jazeera does not sound like a name that will speak for an international brand.
That's true. I was even about to ask you, like, our own name that is Abeg who sent me is a sentence.
So it is being able to, and that's why back then, where the Rockefellers and the JC Morgans and the like, when they were starting their businesses, the least they thought about was a logo.
Very true.
The least thing they talked about was the logo. If you watch their documentaries, you read their books, they were about the product.
Yes.
At some point, they had to now come up with a logo. Rockefeller was was mining oil long before he created the Standard Oil, and even after that, he now said, okay, let me create a packaging for it and everything. So, but we see people that just, so the worst set are the ones with the idea phase. They've not taken the first step in the business.
They've not even tested the what's the name now? The solidity, for lack of a better word, of the idea, the profitability of the business.
Exactly. Because the truth is that many entrepreneurs go in blind. So really they don't know much. And it is not wrong. I went in blind. And many people go in blind. And they get an idea and they want to move and create something from it. And the funny thing about it is that you learn on the job most of the time. And so as you grow in your business journey, you get to see clearer pictures. You get to understand, okay, the best target market for your business. You get to understand um, best ways to reach out to people. You get to understand a lot of all these things. So most of this information, you don't get them as a whole when you're starting. And when you now eventually want to create a brand identity, it's best you have understood your business. So this means that if you're running a business and the business would largely reach out to, say, the corporate professional type, and you have tested that business and you see that, okay, oh, these are the people that resonate with your service or your product, then when you're creating a logo, that logo has to be able to identify with the corporate type of person. So you won't throw in those yellow, red, and all those playful stuff. But it's going to be something serious, something that is not so flashy, but also communicates trust, communicates integrity, communicates those things. And so, but if you started your business, you're putting it to work, and you will now discover that, okay, I am reaching out to these kind of people. Let's say your students are the ones raving about your product. The youth are the ones enjoying your service, and they're the ones that want more of your service. And you discover that, okay, I can actually sell and make more profit from the youth. Then you discover, so essentially, understanding as you go in your business, you understand a whole lot of things when it comes to brand identity. Now, the interesting thing about brand identity is when we say so much with logos, colors, and things like that, it defeats the purpose of the business entirely, because we make it about ourselves. And most of the time, entrepreneurs, there's a feeling. So most of the time, when these guys are done with, when I've done logo for some of them, they just put it as their laptop wallpaper and put it somewhere they can always see it. And there's a pride that they have. There's a feeling they have that I am now an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Now, but
because your baby has a name, it has an identity.
Exactly. Now there's a side to it that is good, but there's a side that is not good. The side that is good is that when you see that something drives you, and so you want to always see it, and so you are reminded of your vision, you're reminded of why you started this business, which is good. But the truth is, a lot of people just my logo, this is my logo, and really, in the end, I've got a lot of the clients I work with now. I've done several logos for several different ideas that never left the book. I have a particular client that I've probably done like maybe 3 logos for because of our relationship together. And so for one that didn't work out, was a TV show that did not eventually, didn't leave the book. It never entered the TV. Then there was something else, and now there's another thing again. So I believe to a large extent that yes, logos are good. The brand, the full shot, going the full 9 yards, the brand manual, the ID card, the business card, and everything. Excellent, wonderful. But you need to understand that first and foremost, it is a business. And so you must be running the business. You must focus on how your business will meet the needs of the people. Because in the long run, that is the brand you will eventually create. So you may have chosen colors that represent trust, integrity, and you have put it in the logo. But when you deliver it, and when you're always scheming, and the client sees these things, the truth is that they will never associate those colors or those colors to your brand, as it were, but they will always associate someone that is fraudulent, someone that is not trustworthy, someone that they cannot rely on. And so the logo that we should really, as it were, logo that we should really focus on as much as we can is our daily interaction and how we make our clients feel. I know I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes,
but that is
you've really answered the question and even answered more than the question. Thank you very much, Favour. So if I were to put what you said in a very concise version, is to say that yes, having a logo or even building your brand is important. But what is more important or most important is delivering quality service and quality product such that your logo now comes alive.
exactly.
There are a lot of beautiful logos, excellent logos that nobody has ever seen, because it's not the logo that drives the business, or it's not the brand materials that drive the business. It's the business that drives the brand. Yeah. So I would before we let you go, I would like you to speak to the flip side. So now we've spoken to the side that is overly conscious of the logo, of the branding materials, of the brand that is not taking care of the business. Now, can we speak to a side which I know quite a number of entrepreneurs to fall that are overly conscious? They are working on the business, they are delivering good product and good service, but they don't care. They don't give an hoot about the brand. They don't care about the logos, the social media presence, the brand generally. So what will you speak to the other side of the coin?
During the pandemic 2020, a lot of businesses literally folded up. And many of them did not, prior to that time, did not have any online experience, any online presence, as it were. They didn't care about social media. They didn't care so much about their brand identity. And so and most businesses that fall into this category are businesses that they already have clients. They are running business normally. So they are not. And so there's a friend of mine. He runs business. Tomorrow I keep telling him, you need a good logo. You need to get your brand up. And the boy was like, people are not on social media, and the people he's trying to reach out to are not on social media. So, but personally, I believe that at some point you will need people to be able to differentiate your brand from the crowd. If a group of chorus stars are singing and you're hearing one beautiful sound or one beautiful voice among them, but you cannot identify that person, no matter how much you would want to engage with that person, you will not if you are not able to identify who that particular person is. And that is what happens when business now decides to disregard the importance of good brand identity, good brand exposure. And so, and that is what I will say. And so you will not stand out in the market. And if you want to expand your space, if you want to go beyond your immediate environment, you will end up struggling. You will keep struggling. And so one thing with having these things, so a lot of the brand identities and the brand stuff that we talk about, there are things that when you do them, you do them once. And so probably do that after the first few months of running your business, after probably 1 or 2 years of running your business. That is when I actually advise, okay, you start something, you come up with something, and then you are consistent with social media. The world is becoming completely digital. I used to say that if you, God forbid, if you get arrested today and you are locked up, and you have no connection to the rest of the world, and you're released in 15, 20 years' time, you will most likely not recognize the world that you will see. And so because the world is changing very, very fast. And everything is going to digital media. Everything is going to social media. Everything is going media. And so a good businessman will be able to see where the world is going to and go ahead of them to wait for the world to catch up with you. And that is what the great businessmen have done in the past. So social media, brand awareness, brand exposure, brand positioning, all these things are essential. With beautiful websites, if your business requires a mobile app, go for it. If your business requires proper UI UX designs and engaging the good professional hands in achieving all these things, go for it. Because the truth is that where the world is going to, we're not just now we're not just looking for quality product, quality service, but aesthetics is now becoming an integral part of what people want to engage with. They also want to engage with beauty. They also want to engage with something that is attractive. A typical example is, say, the new Schweppes bottle, for example. And so the new Schweppes can as well.
Schweppes is doing something wonderful these days. They're taking over the market.
Exactly. And so I drink it. Yes, the taste is wonderful. I love the taste of the drink, but I sometimes I feel bad throwing it away after I have drunk it.
You mean the bottle, Abi? It's very nice.
It's actually beautiful.
I'm sorry to cut you in favor. You know, I've been around for quite a while, and I will not touch Schweppes for anything. In short, it pays me to drink water. So imagine after over 30 years of existence, and all of a sudden I can't get enough of Schweppes because they rebranded themselves. It's wow. It's wow.
That is the thing. So branding is very key. I believe it's pride that makes business disregard branding, social media, the use of digital marketing for their business, especially when they believe that we already have our customers, we already have our clients. I've met photographers, videographers, graphic designers that were wealthy. In the sense, when I mean they were wealthy, it means that at some point in their lives, they were always having businesses. They were always having clients. They were always having people that would want to engage with them. A typical example that I like to share is a photographer. And I do photography sometimes. So let me even use Titi. Let me use you as an example. And so let's say I'm a photographer and you're getting married, and you call me to help with photography and everything, and I give you my due, you pay. And your friend is also getting married, so you refer me to your friend, and I get paid, and all our friends. And so essentially, because of the relationship we have, you refer me to a lot of your friends, and I just keep getting paid, and I'm enjoying the money. And birthdays come, and the same thing. But the truth is that we all will grow together. You will get to an age. You'll get to an age where you would essentially not want to do an event and say you want to call me. My child if your child is getting married or your grandson is getting married, you will not think of if you bring me, your child most likely will fight with you. You get. But essentially is that when people really, really don't see the need of social media because they're having a lot of businesses within them, and so they are local champions and just feel that there's nothing that can happen. And so, but when we see beyond our immediate environment, see beyond our immediate connections and the people just around us, and we know that if I put this on social media, if I put this on my status, if I talk to this person, do that and everything, I can get more businesses. I am not neglecting the people that are within my contact. I am not neglecting the people, my immediate clients, as it were. But also, I am not also forsaking the people that would potentially need me. And so that is the balance when it comes to being active on all the digital platforms and everything. Because the truth is that a time will come where the wind, and if we are not sensitive enough, we might actually miss that opportunity when the wind changes. That's what I feel.
Wow, that's a mouthful, Favour. Thank you very much. And I'm sure that we've learned a lot from this conversation around branding. Is there anything you would like to say in closing to entrepreneurs about branding and all of this?
My last words will be: branding is important. Having a beautiful logo, having a beautiful website, engaging in social media platforms, TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is just coming up and everything. So it's really, really good to take advantage of all of this. But we must understand that your product or your service is the lifeblood of your business. How you are able to make the customer feel is essential. And so if you failed in that, no matter how beautiful all your brand materials are, no matter how much you try to engage on these platforms, you failed in business. Because many of these customers will not refer anybody, and also they will not also come back to engage with you. And so as much as I try to advise entrepreneurs to as they grow in the business, as they grow in their journey, get somebody that would engage someone that would essentially take care of everything branding, from the design, videos, and whatever you do, to even social media, and so that you can solely focus on the business, solely focus on your product, solely focus on the vision of your company. And so, because when you try to chase too many things, and I've had people that want to sit with me and just want to do the design with me, and do all those things with me, especially when they want logos or they want some things and everything. And sometimes I feel they have so much time in their hands, and that's why they are able to do that. So really, branding is important, branding is good, but really your business, your service, and how you make the customer feel, that is the lifeblood of your business. That's what will determine if your business will eventually succeed or fail.
Thank you so much, Favour. Thank you very much for such a swell time.
Thank you so much. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for honoring our invite.